Not every game hunt goes to plan, you know, but sometimes that's when you get the most unexpected surprises. So hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for pressing play. Hope you're doing well. I'm the man they call Pixel Paul and I go hunting for games to add to this collection. And not every game hunt goes 100% according to plan. So it's a very straightforward thing, isn't it? You go out somewhere, you go looking for games. Sometimes you make plans around that little game hunt. But sometimes things don't quite go the way you expect them to. Anyway, we'll get into that shortly. So I have been out for a game hunt. I have managed to find some games. And basically I think we started in Warrington. So we were going to go to Warrington. And the main aim in Warrington was to go first back to Manic Minors toy shop, which is just outside Warrington town centre. Been there before, covered it a few sort of videos ago. Had a good look around in there, but I wanted to go back. And then we were going to go into Warrington town centre. So let's have a look at Manic Minors toy shop. So I've just had a good look around Manic Minors toys, got some goodies, good look around in there, always a great shop, fully recommend it. I'm going to head into Warrington now, see if I can find anything in a few of the stores there. So as you can see, I didn't make it into Warrington town centre because, being a football guy, I didn't realise on a Saturday that Warrington Rugby League team were going to be playing on that day. For some reason, I always thought Rugby League was played on a Friday night. I know some of it is, but I don't know. I'm just not a Rugby League person, so yeah, that was a bit of a shocker. And the town was absolutely heaving. It was chaos. So Sadly, it meant I didn't get to go into CEX there, or Cash Converters, or Cash Generator, and some of the other places, the charity shops and that. So it kind of threw my plans up into the air, which was a shame. But I did get a good look around Manic Minors Toys again. Great shop, love it in there. Brilliant little shop. So much stuff. If you've not seen my previous video having a look around there was a sort of extended look around the shop on that video. Check it out. But it's quick becoming sort of like one of my, it's certainly the nearer sort of place for me to go for retro stuff. So you saw there in the footage, there's so much Mega Drive stuff and boxed Nintendo. So yeah, it's another good place for me to go looking for that kind of stuff. And I have picked up some games from there this time again. So I'll show you what I got. And I will actually mention the cabinet's full of Transformers toys as well. I did take a bit of film, I think, of that. Some amazing Transformers in there. I think you seem to have been talking about Transformers quite a bit in the last few videos. But there was like an original, I think it was an original. It looked like an original. Original Optimus Prime toy in there. And I was quite tempted, actually. Quite tempted, because I used to have that. But sadly, I mean, I've not got it anymore. It got broke. I think an arm fell off it or something like that, and it probably got chucked away. But yeah, I was quite tempted to pick up that original sort of Gen 1 Optimus Prime, but I didn't. So the games that I did pick up, 1, 2, 3, 4 games from Manic Minors. So first one was Mod Nation Racers on the PlayStation 3. I paid, I don't know if you'll be able to see these prices, possibly not, £3.50 for that. I've not played Mod Nation Racers. I've seen it around a lot. I've always assumed it's kind of a sort of like kart racer version of Little Big Planet in a way, you know, with customization and sharing and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, you probably can't do that anymore, but yeah, it just looks, it's always sort of looked quite interesting, bright, colourful cover on that. So yeah, I thought I'd pick that up when I saw it in there. It was £3.50. CEX sell this for £4, so just under the CEX going rate. So happy to pay that for that. And the next one, so I've got the, I don't know if it was the original, I don't know whether this is the second one or that was the second one, or I'm not sure, but I've got one of these games and it's the True Crime games. So I've got True Crime, what is it? True Crime Streets of LA, that's the one. I've had that for a while on Xbox. So I've always been wanting to pick up True Crime New York City. But whenever I see a True Crime game out, I can never quite remember which one I've got. But I took the punt and thought, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's New York City that I need. So I picked up True Crime New York City, PlayStation 2 version, this one, not Xbox though. And luckily, yeah, I picked up the right one. But yeah, these two games are not bad games at all. I've paid £2 for that, which is actually a bit of a bargain if I remember right, because I think in CEX, they currently sell this for £6, which I think means it's gone up in price recently, because I'm sure it wasn't that expensive before. So to grab it for £2, yeah, really happy with that. Finally got that one. Next up, so I saw this game because a channel that I've been watching quite a lot recently, Donald Mackerel Gaming, he picked this up a week or two ago, possibly part of the bundle, I think it was, Jade Empire. So just seeing it on that video reminded me that I've still never ever picked up Jade Empire. And funnily enough, I got it from Manic Minors Toys, but then I think the day after, it may even have been the same afternoon, I went to a charity shop, local charity shop, and they had it in there as well, except the box was completely smashed at the top. And to be fair, they were selling it for £3, so I paid £3.50 for it. But like I say, the box was smashed up and that, so what the disc was like, I didn't even have a look, but because I'd already bought this copy as well. But yeah, Jade Empire sounds interesting. BioWare game, and you know I like Mass Effect, so you know same developer as the Mass Effect game. So Jade Empire, yeah, we'll see what that's like. Love the front cover on it. I've always loved the front cover on this. Jade Empire in CEX at the moment goes for £5, so £1.50, just under that price. So that's a nice little pickup too. And then on to the big one, the big game. So I did go to Manic Minors Toys specifically to have a look at the boxed Nintendo stuff. I was looking at SNES and I was looking N64, and I must admit I took a while to be looking through the 2 shelves of those, or I think maybe the 3 shelves actually, of stuff that he had there, and immediately the first thing I saw was what is my holy grail of gaming currently anyway, and that was a boxed copy of Super Nintendo Batman Returns. And I just saw it there, spine peeking out, looking straight at me, and my eyes lit up, and then I did realise that it wasn't a PAL version of it. It did cross my mind whether to still pick it up, but I think it was £70, which is about the going rate for it. I think it might be a little bit more in CEX at the moment for a sort of copy of it in that condition as well, because it was in decent condition. But yeah, I just thought I do want a PAL version of it. So I'm still on the lookout for Batman Returns. However, so there was plenty of choice there for N64 games and SNES games, but I went for an N64 game. It was just sort of right in the price bracket of where I wanted to spend. I didn't want to spend too much more, so I went for this one, and I'm glad I have actually, because I did have this game, but for some bizarre reason I don't really remember playing it that much. I've got a feeling it's because I'm sure it came out around sort of 1997, which was an absolute classic year for gaming. There were so many games that came out that year, and a lot of good ones on the N64. And I remember getting this, and I don't know whether it just got lost in the mix for me, and I didn't really play it to completion. And then obviously sort of time went on, and I traded it in or something. So I really am quite happy to now have picked this up, and that is Turok 2 Seeds of Evil on the N64. And I paid, where's the price? £20 for it, which in this condition it is, I think, £22 in CEX at the moment. So yeah, just again under the going rate. Amazing condition really. The box is really nice, and you get the box protector with it when you buy it. But I will pull this out and show you very quickly. So yeah, nice box, nice condition. All the edges are pretty decent, to be fair. Manual is there as well, and there is so much stuff that came with inside the manual as well. So you've got the instruction booklet, you've got the memory expansion pack leaflet, you've got an Acclaim State of Play registry card, you've got the standard health and safety gubbins, and you have also an Acclaim State of Play sort of catalogue, which goes through some of the games that they were having out at that time. Shadow Man, NBA Jam, WWF Warzone, terrible wrestling game, Bloodshot, Extreme G2. So yeah, tons of stuff in there. But then, of course, the main thing was the cartridge as well. That nice black cartridge, really nice condition. So yeah, really happy to have picked up Turok 2. I will be giving this a go soon. I cannot wait to get using that cerebral bore weapon. I'm sure that was in this one, wasn't it? And not one of the others. But yeah, decent pick up that one, Turok 2. I'm not going to put it back in the box. I will leave it there for now. But yeah, they were the pickups from Manic Minors Toys. Again, if you're in that area and you're around there, get it into Google Maps and find it, and go and have a look in there, because it's an excellent shop. So because we didn't quite make it into Warrington, we thought, well, we'll just go back to Old Faithful, and we went back to Bolton in that afternoon, which was quite good because it meant that we ended up getting a chippy tea. Well, lunch. Chippy lunch tea. Whatever. From Olympus, and it was very nice. Very nice, actually. I didn't have fish and chips this time, actually. I had meat pie and chips. And I've not had like a gravy dinner in there before, and it was really nice. I was really full. Sorry, digressing. Anyway, yeah, we had chippy tea. lunch, and then just went for a quick look around Bolton town centre. It was nice and quiet, as it always is these days, sadly. But I had a quick look in Cash Converters and CEX, obviously. Didn't take any footage in there, but I did pick up 2 games, and probably in the long run, it was probably worth missing out on going into Warrington, because one of these games is a game that I've been after for a long time. So the first one is Portal 2 on the Xbox 360. This was from Cash Converters, $4.99 paid, and this is currently, and obviously it's going to be a bit more expensive because Xbox 360 games are going up, £8 in CEX at the moment, this, so £3 under the going rate. So Cash Converters is great for finding games like this a lot cheaper than what they are in CEX. It's just finding them in there, because our Cash Converters in Bolton is really sparse for games, so I was quite lucky to find that and spot it. So yeah, Portal 2. I've never played Portal 2. I've played the first Portal, played it on the Xbox 360 Orange Box. We'll see what that one's like. Everyone raves about Portal. I wasn't sure about it, I must admit. Maybe it's a bit too puzzly for me, I'm not sure. But yeah, nice pick up that one for a £5. And then I did go into CEX, and totally unexpected to see this in there. So like I say, this is a game that's been on my to get list for a while. It's a PlayStation 1 big box game as well, which I've been trying to collect a few more of these over the last few months. It's a game that I did have in my original collection, and sold it on again. But have been wanting to sort of pick it up again because I really enjoyed it back in the day. And it is Star Wars Rebel Assault 2: The Hidden Empire. So yep. So if you've played this game, you'll probably know that it's not the world's greatest Star Wars game by any stretch. But it has something about it. I just like this game. It's made by Factor 5, who did the Star Wars games on the N64 and the GameCube. So, but it's a lot different to those games. So these are very much more kind of like, how to describe them, almost Star Foxy kind of games in a way, Star Fox type games. You don't have that kind of freedom that you had in those N64 games. It's more just a cursor on the screen. I mean, you can have the option to have the ship in front of you and do it from a third person perspective, but it doesn't work quite as well. So it's better to go into the sort of cockpit view and have like the cursor moving around. So it becomes almost a bit more like, I suppose the closest thing I can think of is almost Star Wars the arcade game, not the original arcade game, the newer sort of Star Wars the arcade game where there's like 3 different modes you can play. I think it's like Hoth, Endor and Death Star. So it's a little bit like that in a way. But yeah, a bit more rough and ready. But in all fairness, you know, we're going back into the days of like full motion video and that sort of thing. The production values are really, really decent. The sort of elements of the original trilogy footage spliced into new footage, if you like, but it's really quite well done. Some of the acting is a little bit hammy. Some of the acting in this, especially the rebels, is not that great. But anyway, the actual core game I quite like. It's not the most difficult game. I think there's about 15 chapters, and I stuck it on, and I must have burned through, I think, about 8 chapters in less than an hour. So it's not the longest game ever. It's not the most difficult game ever. But as a Star Wars fan, I just really like this game. So yeah, chuffed to find that. It was £15. It was in their glass cabinet of dreams in Bolton. And yeah, just a bit of a stroke of luck really to have not been able to go to Warrington properly. Went to Bolton and they had this. And yeah, I was really pleased to find it. So that was the Saturday. And it was a success, really. It didn't go to plan at all, but it was a success in the end. You've got to make the most of what, you know, life throws your way, don't you? And I think I did there. So probably because of that, I don't know what it was. I think I was checking the price of something on a site that I've not used for a long time. Now, this is a site that I used to go on about quite often in my early videos, and it's Music Magpie online. So I used to use my Music Magpie quite a lot, but I didn't. I think once my collection started to grow, and I was sort of knowing prices a little bit more, perhaps, I just have used Music Magpie less and less recently. But I just, for some reason, I think I was checking the price on CEX and I thought, well, I'll just see how much it is on Music Magpie as well. Yeah, I think, well, it was this game actually that I was looking for, now I remember. I was just sort of checking it just to see how much it was on there and how much it was on CEX. And I stumbled across this one and I couldn't believe my luck, because so in CEX at the moment, this currently sells for £15, which, yeah, £15 for this still. I think there is a PlayStation 5 version, but I think that's still about £20 at the moment. So I went for the PlayStation 4 version of this. Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, Grand Theft Auto 5 is a game that I have now 4 different versions of already. So why have I bought the PlayStation 4 version? Well, this is on my games of shame sort of list, because I've never really played GTA 5, and I really have started to think about games that I've not played, and I am going to do a bit of a video on games of shame, or my games of shame, games that I should have played that I haven't played, and GTA 5 is one of those games. So I thought, do you know what, I'm going to find the best version of this. I know I've got the other versions, but I thought I'll find the best version of this for the sort of around the price that I want to pay. And yeah, I just happened to look on Music Magpie. I knew it was £15 on CEX, but Music Magpie had this, and it was £8.32. So I couldn't believe my luck. It's nearly sort of half price of the CEX price. So at £8.32, I thought, right, I'm going to grab that, because that's a really decent price for this. I think it trades in at CEX for £10, I think. I think you get £10 for it. So if I decide again that it's not for me, then I can always trade it into CEX. But I am going to try and give this a go finally. I really should play this before GTA 6 comes out. I'm probably not going to rush to get GTA 6, but I feel like I should play 5 and give it a go. But yeah, so free delivery again from Music Magpie. So yeah, £8.32 is all I paid for it. It's immaculate condition, as always with Music Magpie. Disc is in great condition. There's actually, well, I'm not sure what that is. The map is in there. The leaflets are in there. Everything's in there. There's even, what is this? Naked Wines. They know me so well because I'm such a big wine lover. Yeah, it's like a Naked Wines voucher, and it is a Music Magpie thing, so they must have stuck that in. Yeah, that's not for me. I'll give that to me mum. So yeah, great condition, £8.32. Really happy to have bought that one and picked it up, and I will be trying it again soon-ish, hopefully. Right, so the second one I got from Music Magpie, again, just happened to be sort of looking through the website. It wasn't the same time I was looking for that. I saw this on there and thought that seems like quite a decent price. There's only one of it in stock as well. So when you see one in stock, sometimes it means that, it's either a decent, really low price that it shouldn't be, or it's a not most common game perhaps. I've not actually opened this yet either. Ta-da! So we'll crack this one open. And in CEX, this is £12. It's a £12 game. It's the right game. That's a good start. Yeah, there's another one like wine vouchers there. Your mum's going to be laughing. So yeah, £12 this is in CEX at the moment. I actually ordered this through Music Magpie's eBay site. So they have an eBay site as well. I was just checking the manuals in there, and it is. So they have an eBay site as well, and it's always worth, if you see something on Music Magpie's main website, it's always worth having a look to see if they've got it on eBay. And I'm glad I did this time. So on their main site, it was £10.98, but on eBay, there was it 10% off or 15% off? It was basically £9.88, so it was like another £1 off it. So yeah, just under £10 I got this for, and it is Resident Evil Outbreak. So yeah, another Resident Evil game to add to the collection. I've got all the core games in the Resident Evil series, but I haven't really got all these kind of peripheral side sort of games. So I've been trying to pick up a few of those recently, and this is the latest one, Resident Evil Outbreak. I think this was a more sort of online kind of game, really, but I know there is a single player campaign to it. So I do love that front cover. That's an awesome Resident Evil front cover. Yeah, I do like that. So yeah, at the moment CEX sell this for 12, but I just got it for £9.88. So I think that is a decent buy. And yeah, just checked it, but disc is in good condition. Manual is there as well. What else have we got in there? Ooh, let's have a quick look at this. Capcom releases 2004, 2005. Outbreak, Devil May Cry 3, Onimusha 3, Beautiful Joe 2, Hyper Street Fighter 2, Beautiful Joe, Mega Man X Command Mission, Shadow of Rome, Killer 7, Capcom Fighting, Monster Hunter, Under the Skin. I've not heard of that one, Under the Skin. I wonder if that actually came out. If you know anything about that game, Under the Skin, I've never heard of it myself. But yeah, interesting anyway. So yeah, Resident Evil Outbreak on the PlayStation 2. Happy to have grabbed that one. So that were the games from Music Magpie. Moving on to the following day, the Sunday. Carboot sale morning. Not been to a Carboot for a couple of weeks. The last one I went to was fairly successful, so I thought, let's give it a go. I usually go probably to maybe 1, maybe 2 Carboot sales per month. But obviously we're coming up to the winter months. The weather's going to start affecting Carboot, so I thought, well, I'll try and get to this one while the weather seems okay. Or it did at least the night before. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the Carboot sale. It's another Sunday morning. I've come to the Carboot sale. The weather's not brilliant, it's a bit drizzly, and it doesn't look like there's loads of sellers here today. But we'll have a look, see if we can find anything. So as you can see, the Great British weather struck again, and I didn't get any footage really from the Carboot sale, because I had a good look around, very sort of quick, and if you've seen my other sort of Carboot sale videos before, you'll know what I usually do is have a good look around quickly before committing to buying anything, unless it's something really cheap and I just think, oh, grab it now. But in general, because I go with a certain amount of money, I don't take loads and loads of money, sort of budget myself when I go to them. But by the time I'd gone round once, yeah, it just started to rain, and I thought there weren't many sellers there either, to be fair. The day before it'd been alright, but I think the weather report was kind of mixed for that morning, but yeah, it just didn't quite happen. However, I did still find some games. Now, the last time I went to a Carboot sale, I think I did the video about 4 weeks ago, something like that. I met a guy, a seller on the Carboot called Carl, and he had loads of games. He was selling DVDs and stuff as well, but mainly sort of like games. And yeah, he was there again, and spotted him, and we had a really good chat again. And yeah, I was looking through some of the games, and I was thinking, you know, some here that I really do want to get. But yeah, the heavens started, you know, opened, and it really just started to come down, the rain, so we had to cover everything up. So I didn't really get a huge look around all of the games, and I didn't manage to take any footage of it again, which is a shame because he did have some really decent stuff. But yeah, I did manage to pick up 4 games, one of which I've never ever seen before. Well, this version of it anyway. So I'll show you what I picked up. So following on the theme from the last game I showed you, I got Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, and Carl was selling that for £4. I should say this was at Bolton Carboot sale up at Horwich, near the football ground. You've seen me there before. But yeah, Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, £4 paid for that. That currently goes for £8 in CEX, so that was a really decent buy. That one, and I think I said it on the last video, Carl at the Carboot sale, it really priced a lot of these games up really sort of fairly, very competitively, not sort of like really stupid prices or anything like that. So yeah, happy to grab that one. Another one in the Resident Evil collection. I don't know much about Operation Raccoon City, and I'm not even sure. Oh, it's a 1-player game, and network features, network 2 to 8 people. So I don't know if it's a bit like Outbreak and wherever it's more of an online game, and I would presume now that the servers for it would be shut. But yeah, I'll have a look at it. It was Resident Evil. I know that is less than what it is in CEX. It seemed really cheap, so I thought, well, I'll pick it up. And you know, if I can't play it, I can't play it. But you know, it's another Resident Evil game in the Resi Evil collection. So yeah, happy to get that one. I also picked up for just £2 Burnout 2 Point of Impact on the original Xbox. I just called it the original Xbox. Oh, that really annoys me when people call it the original Xbox. It's just the Xbox. Sorry, I might edit that out. Burnout 2 on the Xbox. Yeah, this is, believe it or not, I think this is only the second Burnout game I've now put back into the collection. I did have most of the Burnout games. I think I got Burnout Revenge on the Xbox again, actually. But I know Burnout 2 was always my favourite, so really happy to pick that one up again. £2 paid for that. Currently in CEX, that sells for £3.50, so under the CEX price again. Next up, now this game is, so you may remember, again, sort of going back to the early days of my YouTube channel, I did a video and I was collecting. I didn't collect it just for the video. I'd collected it and then thought I'll do a video. I collected all the multi-format copies of Tomb Raider Legend, just because it's one of my favourite games. I'd already got most of the games, but I had a few sort of gaps to fill, and I thought, you know, do you know what? I'm just going to buy all of the versions of Tomb Raider Legend, and I did. And I've been sort of thinking about doing the same with this game as well. And I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I think in the time that I've been thinking about it, I probably now ended up getting most of them already, so I may have already done it. But anyway, the game is Tomb Raider Anniversary on the Xbox 360. So again, another cracking game, another game in that sort of reboot trilogy of Tomb Raider. As you can see there, bonus disc included, and the bonus disc is included, which is great because it's got an amazing soundtrack on that bonus disc. I've got it on the PlayStation 2 Collector's Edition, and it's an amazing score. I think it has the score for Legend and Anniversary on it. But yeah, really happy to pick that up. It was £5 I paid for it, and that is at the moment £8 in CEX. So again, well under that sort of CEX price as well. I think I saw this a few weeks ago in like a cash generator or something like that, and they were trying to sell it for £12 in there, so glad I didn't get that. But yeah, £5 paid for that, £8 in CEX. Tomb Raider Anniversary. I've got a feeling the only version of this now I haven't got is the PSP version, so I'm going to keep my eye out for the PSP version now. Then the last game, and this game immediately jumped out at me because I'd never seen it, and it jumped out as well because it's a steelbook. Cheers. And you know I love a steelbook. I love a steely. Now it's another Xbox game, and as far as I could remember, I only sort of knew that there was 2 steelbooks for the Xbox, Halo 2 and Doom 3. I'm not 100% sure of any other steelbooks for that console. So when I saw this, and I've never seen it anywhere before, even though it was possibly a bit more expensive than the other games that I picked up, I knew I was going to pick this up. I knew I was going to grab it. And that game is Unreal Championship 2. It has got a subtitle, The Leandri Conflict. Yeah, I did not know there was a steelbook for this one. And it's a really nice steelbook. It's really good condition, this as well. There is just a hint of maybe some surface rust, perhaps. I don't know whether I don't think it is rust actually. I think it's just slightly where the paint has come away, but you'd barely notice. If I hold it up like that, you wouldn't really see it particularly. So yeah, really nice condition. Manual and disc there as well. The inlay sort of artwork is pretty cool in the steelbook as well. So yeah, like I said, I'd just never seen this. I haven't got Unreal Championship in any sort of format. I've not played this one either. So yeah, just a really nice addition, I think, that one. Paid £8 for that. Now in CEX, the standard version of Unreal Championship 2 is £2.50. Now when you look on the app, there is another version of this under the Xbox that is shown as £5, but there's no picture of it. So I'm presuming that that is this Steelbook version of it, but there is only one copy of it left in CEX. Salisbury, that's where that one copy is. So if you see this and think, I would like a copy of that, it is only £5 in CEX. But go grab it. Start your engines, go grab it, because it is a nice Steelbook, and it's a decent game as well, Unreal Championship. I mean, these games are kind of their day a little bit, you know, back in the day of your Quake arenas and some of the other online sort of shooters that you used to get on the Dreamcast and that. Yeah, I just think that's a really nice Steelbook, one you don't see around that often. I did have a look on eBay. There are not too many copies of it on eBay, and they're usually sort of £10 plus. So yeah, it's worth a look maybe for that copy on CEX if you fancy grabbing it, because it's a nice Steelbook, that one. And that's it. That's the games that I picked up. That is Pixel Paul's gaming haul for this week. And yeah, good one, I think. Some really nice titles in there, and a lot of them bought for just underneath, or you know, way underneath actually in some cases, those sort of CEX prices. So you know, and there's only one CEX buy in there this time around as well, which I'm quite happy with, because you know, it's not all about CEX. Sometimes it's about these Carboot traders who know their stuff. Sometimes it's about the independent stores as well, isn't it? So yeah, really happy with that. Happy with that one. Chorok, finally getting that one. Great pick up, that one. Really happy to have picked up that at a nice price as well. And whoops, there is that Star Wars Rebels Assault from CEX, but yeah, glad to pick that one up. And that Steelbook, love a Steely, and especially a Steely I never knew existed as well. So yeah, so I'm really happy with some of these. Some good pickups there. So I hope you enjoyed that video and that look around. Not many places really, but a good look around Manic Minors Toys in Warrington. Make sure you do give them a visit, because it is a great shop. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscription button. It'd be very much appreciated. Give the video a thumbs up as well if you like it. That'd be appreciated too. Give it a thumbs down if you want. It's all engagement. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.